Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Rants YouTube channel. Let's talk about Summerslam Night 2. Let's refer back to my predictions, see how well I predicted, and see what I thought of the actual outcome and the actual results. And boy, do I have some chosen words as a passionate fan who cares about wrestling. The in-ring action, the legitimacy, the absolute every second, every moment feel of it, the story, the future, the respect the wrestlers deserve. Let me give my opinions. Okay, so the first match out was the triple threat match. I predicted Naomi was going to retain because it seemed obvious. She's just won the title. They're building up character. Wouldn't make sense to put the belt back on Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. It would make sense to have Io and Ripley, the two people who are fighting over who can be better for the Women's World Championship, to lose and have their own separate feud aside from the World Championship while Naomi has her rising bit. Boy, was I right, because, I mean, no one thought Rhea or Io was winning that match. It was a great match. It was no Rhea, Io, Bianca. It was no Rhea, Io Evolution. But it was a decent match. And there was decent sequences in there. Naomi with the win. Fair play, right? That's 1-0 predictions. The next match out was the TLC match. The TLC match we wanted all along. Now, I really wish Los Garza and Pretty Deadly were part of this, because Los Garza and Pretty Deadly were a part of the title chasing before the Wyatt Six was there, before Andrade Ray Phoenix was there, before Fraxion was there, even before Street Profits were there. They were chasing those titles. They were not putting the TLC match after WrestleMania, and they weren't putting this one. Fair enough, Pretty Deadly's injured. Fair enough, Los Garza have their own thing with the AAA titles, but it would have been better if they win it. But the match was stacked enough as it was anyway, right? It was a great match. I think every team had a great sequence. I mean, Andrade, Ray Phoenix have great chemistry. I mean, the things they can do in the ring's insane. The things Fraxion, Motor City Machine Guns, all them can do is insane. There was crazy sequences with Tommaso Ciampa hanging from the titles and having the core strength to suspend himself upside down, ducking, whatever. I think it was Fraxion, Nathan Fraser was going for. Johnny Gargano recreated the moment where he hit the super kick off the springboard moonsault. It was a brilliant match, and I predicted the Wyatt Six was going to win, and that I got right. 2-0 in the predictions. Wyatt Six was the right winner because they've just won the titles, and they are a faction we need to put respect on for the legacy of Bray Wyatt, for the fact that WWE has failed every single Bray Wyatt character. They cannot fumble this one because it's the last ever chance we have at a Bray Wyatt character. So, obviously, their run needs to be better than just 2 weeks, so I'm glad they're retained. 2-0 in the predictions. Unfortunately, that's where the predictions stop, right? Funnily enough, the Women's World Champion, WWE Tag Team Champions, the two champions that have won those titles in the last month, yeah? Naomi won that World Championship 3 weeks ago. The Wyatt Six won those WWE Tag Team Championships 2 weeks ago, yeah? That's where it ends, right? Tell me why the next match out, Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria. Now, this was a good match. I'm not even going to front, right? I thought Lyra was going to win, just because I thought this whole storyline was to build Lyra back up, right? And I thought by having her beat Becky Lynch after this long feud, it would put more respect on the IC title, more respect on Lyra Valkyria, and that's what this whole feud was about. It was a great match, probably one of the longest matches of the night, bar John Cena, Cody Rhodes. It was a long match, and it was pretty decent. It was hard-hitting. The botched, the zip ties, the botched putting them on because she clearly could get her hand out, and the botch taking them off because she couldn't cut it on the fire extinguisher, and that was one of the main parts of the match, so you can't be botching that. I love that Bayley got involved, helping Lyra Valkyria, but then she accidentally cost Lyra Valkyria, and Becky won. So that was my first one wrong, but I wasn't mad because I actually would have preferred Becky winning. I just saw Lyra winning, and I wouldn't be mad if Lyra won either, right? Because Lyra's a great champion herself, right? She's not great on the mic, but she can improve at that. And being in the spotlight with the likes of Becky Lynch and Bayley, she absolutely will do that, right? So I'm not mad that I lost that prediction. The next one, though, I am kind of mad, right? Solo Squad, Jacob Fatu in the steel cage. I thought Jacob Fatu was taking this back because he not long had that title before Solo took it, and I thought that was very quick. And I thought the feud between Solo and Jacob's not done. SummerSlam, they're definitely giving Jacob, a new fan favourite, the title back, right? In the steel cage match. And the problem was they didn't, right? And I get it. I like Solo Squad. I'm not a Solo Squad hater. And to be honest, to have him main event that many times against Cody Rhodes last year, to have him nearly beat Roman Reigns, be in these big feuds that he didn't deserve to be in, they need to put some credibility on his name. The United States Championship was the way to do that, yeah? And it still is, and I'm happy for Solo Sikoa. what I just don't, not necessarily don't understand, just don't like is the execution. Because we've had this, right, for weeks on end. You tell me if I'm wrong. Every week, Jacob Fatu gets into a fight with Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo, Tonga Loa, and Tola Tonga. Gets outnumbered. Jimmy Uso comes and makes a save. It is what it is. You know, Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso walk away happy because they've beat up some of the MFTs, but Solo's still walked away with a victory. Tell me that isn't what's been happening every week on SmackDown, and now it's just happened at SummerSlam. That was not a SummerSlam worthy match. It was not a SummerSlam worthy ending, should I say. So that was the first disappointing match. Then I was 2-2 in predictions. Yeah. But I'll get over that. Sometimes you gotta let the heels win, so you gotta prolong stories. But I'll be honest, the story's gotta end soon. It's gotta end soon. Honestly, what would have made that fine is if Jay and Roman came out at the end to save it, made it 4-4, then we could lead to an 8-man tag match or an 8-man tag war in the future. And then it also adds on to the story that Jay always backs family like he said he does, and Roman is always there for family like he said he is. But no, none of that. None of that. Just the same shit we've been getting on SmackDown. Okay, makes sense, right? So that's 4 matches out of 6. Two I predicted wrong, but only one of them's a letdown. The first 3 matches were good, which is better than I can say for night 1. But due to the events that occur in this last half of this event, I don't know if I can say I like it any better than night 1, because night 1 was just lackluster for me. It was pretty dull, and I said that. It was a bit anticlimactic. Nothing necessarily wrong with it. A couple of people won that I thought shouldn't, but that's wrestling. Not everyone's going to win, right? And that's any sport. Not everyone you want's going to win, right? But it was just a bit lackluster. This definitely had the hype on night 2. Just the decisions weren't it. AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio, right? Now, obviously, I saw WWE haven't done one, but I wanted AJ to win. So I predicted AJ to win because I thought it was right. AJ's in his last run. Dom has so much time in the future to be a star. AJ needs to win his IC title, leading to a future feud with John Cena, just in case Cody Rhodes won that title, because I saw that as an avenue as well. And it means we're going to have AJ Cena one more time, and potentially for the IC title, because that's the title Cena's never had. And even if it didn't lead to the Cena thing, AJ needs something before he retires, because they've just had AJ Styles get embarrassed by Logan Paul at WrestleMania, right? When I say embarrassed, it's not only Logan Paul beat him up. They had an alright match, right? They could have had a way better match. Looking at how Logan Paul performed against Jelly Roll, looking at how AJ Styles performed in his whole career, we know them two can have a fantastic match. So why they didn't, I don't know, right? But what was embarrassing about his Logan Paul loss was that it was like one distraction, one finisher, bang, that's it. It was disrespectful to AJ Styles. Not that AJ needs to win or Logan Paul isn't allowed to be AJ Styles. It was the circumstances in which it happened. It's disrespectful to the legend he is. 2-time WWE champion. He's beat John Cena. He's beat many names. Big names. Do you know what I mean? It's disrespectful to legacy, right? So the Dominic Mysterio match, AJ comes out in the Cadillac as dressed as Eddie Guerrero, obviously. Dominic Mysterio's been harping on about it's the 20th anniversary of his career, because, you know, he was 8 years old 20 years ago in 2005 when Rey Mysterio fought Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match for the custody of Dominic. And he's been harping on about that, and that's when AJ Styles came out as Latino. That was great. I thought AJ looked great in the attire. And honestly, the match was actually going quite alright. They had more chemistry than I thought it did. I don't know why I didn't see Dominic as much of a high flyer as he is. Like, him and AJ were having decent chemistry. But then we get to the end, and it really pisses me off. Now, it's one thing for me to get the prediction wrong. I wanted AJ to win, he didn't, but that's fine, because WWE are putting a rocket on Dominic Mysterio right now. WWE are loving Dominic Mysterio right now, and having the heel still retain is not always the worst thing. And I don't mind Dominic retaining. Again, it was within the circumstance, right? So they had this thing where Dominic unzipped his boots, so when AJ went to hit the calf crusher again, which was proven to be Dominic's weakness, it pulled the shoe off. AJ got distracted. Dominic used the shoe to hit AJ, then hit the frog splash and won. Here's the stupid part. If Dominic Mysterio had just super kicked AJ Styles in the face, then hit the frog splash, what would have happened? AJ Styles would have kicked out. Why? Because it's just a simple super kick, a normal move, and it's one frog splash finisher from Dominic Mysterio, which also, a frog splash is a normal move anyway. AJ Styles would have kicked out. Why? Because he's a legend, multi-time world champion in multiple different countries and continents and companies. It doesn't just take one finisher to beat AJ Styles. Oh no, but you take the boot off of Dominic Mysterio's foot, yeah, and it now becomes a weapon. So apparently a floppy boot, a flimsy boot by itself, makes more damage than a boot on a foot. Yeah, because you can swing this flimsy boot and it's going to hurt more than if you have it attached to your foot with a bit of force and a human foot coming at you. Yeah, just kick him in the face or just low blow him, because that was stupid, right? That's not going to wipe him out as if you hit him with the crowbar that Lyra Valkyria had earlier on in the night. That's literally hurts less than getting super kicked, but they acted as if he got hit with a sledgehammer, and then it was one frog splash. If that had happened and AJ kicked out, fair enough, and then Dominic won some way else, fine. But the fact that then it was just one frog splash and that's it, done. Disrespectful to AJ Styles. And now I know Dominic can win the match, fair enough. That does not necessarily disrespectful to AJ Styles. It's the circumstance. I don't like it. I thought it was stupid, unrealistic, and obviously WWE isn't real. I'm going to pull the curtain back, right? Not real, but you've got to at least make it look legitimate. That's one thing I've always hated, is like, we all know it's not real, but we're here because you're telling the story. Make it look legit. That is terrible. That was a terrible ending. That like, getting the 2 mid-card titles wrong, right? It kind of pissed me off a bit, but that, you know, I wasn't always mad at the result. That genuinely made me mad. But then, let's move into some lighter-hearted stuff, right? This is where it got better. I'm going to hold on to this thought for as long as I can, right? Cody Rhodes comes out. Now, my prediction for this match was that John Cena would retain. My opinion was that when John Cena told Cody Rhodes he lit a spark inside of him and he was turning face and he became a good guy again, I thought it was all a facade. It was part of John Cena's great plan, because he's faced Cody Rhodes before and he did the heel thing, let Cody be vulnerable, hit him in the balls, hit him with the title, won the match. He thought he's not going to get away with doing that this time, he needs to be smarter. I thought he'd play the face, and then when he's been getting beaten up in the match and Cody's about to do something to win the match, he'd hesitate and Cena would go full face, full heel, hit him with a low blow, show that it was an act all the time to outsmart Cody Rhodes. So Cena came out, got the massive pop because he's a face again. Now again, I'm never mad at Cena being a face. In fact, I love the fact even more that Cena is legitimately a face, right? And then it came out still black screen John Cena, but then his actual Titantron came on, everyone popped. Cena came out wearing the belt the right way, everyone popped. He did the normal entrance, said, oh my god, I forgot cameraman's name. Steve, John, David, don't know. Whatever it is, right? He said, you ready to run? Runs down the ramp, right? Stu, that's his cameraman Stu. Says, let's run down the ramp. Goes in there. We'll have a great match, right? Crowd is booing Cody Rhodes. Unfortunate, right? But he's still legend, but it's John Cena, right? John Cena has one of the best matches ever, right? I got into wrestling because of John Cena. I am #1 John Cena fanboy, right? Or, well, there's probably just as many as me, but he's my #1 favourite, right? He is the reason I got into wrestling, and it's his retirement. Yeah, I'm full support no matter what, right? And I love the fact that everyone is feeling the same. The Let's Go Cena chants without the Cena sucks, the Super Cena chants, the you can't wrestle, yes he can type stuff, right? And the fact that Cena was showing he still had it. He was dominating that match. The things he was doing in that match where he was hitting the code red on the outside. He was throwing Cody Rhodes with an A through the announce desk. He was hitting A's in the ring, throwing Cody Rhodes. He was popping up and hitting A's. He was on the outside, taking good bumps, going through the fence. And then the cool part, when they went under the stage and came up on the elevator and Cena has him on his shoulders, I thought that looked fucking sick, yeah? And then he powers up and walks Cody Rhodes down the ramp. Now, people might think, oh, he's acting, that's heavy. No, you try carry a 250-pound man down 30-foot ramp, right? Ridiculous, right? He was popping off in that match. And there was a couple moments where Cena would hit an A, Cody would kick out, Cody would hit a Cody Rhodes, and he would kick out, right? That was fine. Then we got to this part where Cody hits 3 crossroads. Now, he did that to Roman Reigns and pinned him. He did that to Brock Lesnar and pinned him. We thought, this is it. John Cena's losing the title. And he kicked out. And the whole fact was that not only was Cena face again and everyone loved it, but him being face was because he had a new light inside of him. He had a new drive. And that was forcing the Super Cena out of him. And he was performing the best he ever had. He was kicking out like he was in his prime. Yeah? And that's when Cena kicks out of that and Cody's like, what the fuck, how do I beat him? Cena hits 3 AAs, right? 1 AA, 2 AA, and then a super avalanche AA, right? Yeah? It's one thing to have Cena kick out of 3 Crossroads, but have Cody Rhodes kicking out with 3 AAs when one of them is an avalanche and he's been beat up the whole match. He's taken way more punishment than he ever has in a match, way more punishment than John Cena had, and he's still kicked out. No, that annoyed me. I was like, okay, it's fine though, because Cena's still going to retain, right? Because I thought, genuinely, down the line when Cena won the title, go back and look at my old videos, I said John Cena's losing that title at SummerSlam to Cody Rhodes. I said it, but when we got near SummerSlam and I had this whole Cena turn face thing, I was more confident than ever that Cena would retain and his storyline would keep going. He sets up the table and I know, right, you've just hit 3 AAs and he's kicked out. Cody's going to counter here, and Cody hits a Cody cutter through the table, salutes him. At least he showed Cena some respect, but then the Crossroads and beats Cena. And it really annoyed me because there was moments in this match where Cody was being innovative. He got weapons, like he got the turnbuckle corner, he got the title belt, right? And it was almost like, because the crowd were booing him, Cody was turning against the crowd, he was turning against Cena, he wanted to face Cena to fight him honourably, and Cody had to fight dishonourably just to try and beat him. And he was getting frustrated because even whether it was heel Cena or face Cena, Cena seemed to manage to be getting the better of him. And it's almost like Cody was going to turn heel, and I was like, honestly, Cody turning heel and Cena turning face, that's even better. But no, the match ends, Cody's face, Cena's still face, so I predicted it wrong. Nothing cool happened, apart from the match and John Cena being an absolute GOAT and a legend, proving he still got it, and he always did. He just sells for people because he's the GOAT, like, so humble, right? Cody wins, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And the only thing that softens this blow is the fact that I know John Cena can go down different avenues. We've got from now till December. Mind you, it's only like 13 or 12 or 13 appearances. But he can win an IC title. He can have a different match here and there. He can fight different people. That's the only thing that's softening this blow for me. Right? Because John Cena in the Rumble, having him lose the Rumble was disappointing. But then having him win the Chamber was amazing. Right? Then we go to SummerSlam. We have the Cody match. It was a letdown. Right, it was a letdown in terms of storytelling, in terms of match quality, but it sort of did tell the story. There was just parts of it that didn't happen, right? So we thought it was a bit of a letdown. Then he faces Randy Orton in a better match, very decent match. Then he faces CM Punk. Well, he had a couple R-Truth side missions, but they were side missions, right? And then he had CM Punk, which was the best one yet. That was better than Cody, that was better than Randy, it was better than R-Truth, it was better than the tag team match. Fair enough. But then this Cody Rhodes match just outdone everything. This might have been one of John Cena's best career performances ever. And the fact he's shown he's still got it and he's constantly progressing, even in his retirement, yeah, is crazy. This might be my favourite John Cena match of all time. But then the unthinkable happened. After Cena showed respect to Cody, no one turned heel. Everyone walked out the building happy. Brock Lesnar's music hit. Now, Brock Lesnar has been gone for 2 years. SummerSlam 2023, I believe, was the last time we ever saw him. And this wasn't just that he's gone because he's out of the business right now, right? He was gone for a bit, like he normally would, taking time off. And then that whole Vince McMahon scandal happened. Brock Lesnar was involved in the scandal. And everyone thought that WWE shadow banned Brock Lesnar. Even if you look at the scandal, I'm not going to give my full opinion because there might not be all the facts there. But it looked like Brock didn't really do much wrong. It was more just on Vince, and Brock was just involved in the story somehow, but he didn't really do much but have sex with a woman, right? Whatever. I don't know, right? But everyone thought he was kind of banned from WWE because he wasn't on the merch website, he wasn't mentioned, they acted as if he never existed, really, and then when there was like an F5, they were like, oh, what's this move type stuff, right? It was almost, people made it like a joke that Brock Lesnar was going to be banned from WWE, but they're still uploading matches on the WWE, like, YouTube channel and stuff like that, right? So when Brock Lesnar come back, it was an even more insane thing, because no one actually saw this coming, apart from me. Right, and that's not because I'm a great predictor. It's not because I thought, it's SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar's coming back. No, do you know why? It's because I don't stay up to watch SummerSlam. I wait till the next day, right? Because I have work in the morning. I can't stay up all the time because I'm in England, yeah? So what I do, I don't have Twitter or X anymore for this reason, right? I got rid of it. I do my best to avoid spoilers. I don't go on social media until I've watched the whole event, because although like it's not the end of the world, you can still watch it and enjoy it. It really ruins it. Last night, right? Funnily enough, none of the results got spoiled for us except for last night, or sorry, night one. I woke up, seen them as notifications, saw some of them were YouTube, and I thought, right, the YouTube ones I'm going to have to swipe without looking because they might have spoilers on, because I'm subscribed to YouTube channels like Plana Productions, like BDE. Fuck you, yeah? Because first night, even though I'm swiping, I still see Seth Rollins cashed in because my peripherals, my instincts, yeah, I can recognise the words Seth Rollins. I can recognise a picture of Seth Rollins, just like I can for Brock Lesnar, right? Because I'm a fan. I've watched this stuff for years. I know it. So I wasn't able to swipe away that Seth Rollins cashed in early enough on night 1. So that got spoiled for us. And then on night 2, I was not able to swipe away that Brock Lesnar returned quick enough. So that ruined it for me. Why? I hate my life. Because that, genuinely, Seth Rollins cashed in, fine. I can live with that. If I didn't know about Brock Lesnar coming back and I seen that, I would have went berserk. Because I was so disappointed from Cody winning. And I was so disappointed from the matches beforehand. If Brock had came back, it would have made everything better. But the fact that I got spoiled ruined everything. Ruined everything. So this is an angry reaction from me. I don't like you, WWE, because why have all your B pay-per-views this year been actually really good, but then WrestleMania and SummerSlam have been terrible? Not on. It's not on. Yeah, it's not on. Your Royal Rumble results were disappointing as well. So I'm not having it. I'm not having it, yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.